Before us humans started putting lab-grown human brains into robots, there was a time when researchers tried to put a lot of different animal brains in a robot. Yes, brains from an animal that used to be an animal, but now control a robot. This has been going on since the year 2000, and one of the first was a lamprey. You may ask, why a lamprey, and what is a lamprey? Well, it's kind of like an eel. It's a jawless fish. They are interesting, but they're also model organisms, meaning they've been researched a lot. So why not extract their brain and put it in control of a robot? And that's what this research group did. This is what that robot looked like, and it did indeed move. It did do some stuff, and this was just the start of the field. A field that has ultimately led to brain in a vat, a literal brain in a vat, a brain that used to be in a person and is now in a vat, but that comes later. Initially, people did and very quickly realize that it is very hard to extract intelligence from a brain that used to be in an animal, be it human or otherwise. So there were major advancements in growing neurons. People have moved back towards using brains that used to be alive, but it actually is still easier to just grow them. You just don't have all the baggage that comes with having formed around a life. This is the only life that they know, if you were to say that they know anything, which I wouldn't. Meet MEART, and this was kind of the start where cultured neurons, so lab-grown brains, started operating robots, and this was made using cultured rat neurons. Now, I do find this picture somewhat haunting, and there's not a lot of things that I think are really all that creepy. I mean, I've talked about this stuff and read about this stuff for years now, but just something about the idea of having these robot arms operated by cultured rat neurons that we don't necessarily understand. If they have an experience, we certainly don't understand it. And all these people standing around it, celebrating, it seems off to me. Now this is some of the art that Rat Brain produced, and it did have some neural feedback, so it kind of knew what it was doing. It was not totally random. I would call this an early foray into trying to get intelligence out of cultured neurons, and I'm really not entirely sure why they went to art immediately. I would say we are continuing to go down that path. I mean, there was that composer that after his exploration, he had stem cells turned into brain organoids from him that continue to compose. Although there clearly is science involved, I really would not call this scientific. I mean, I have not seen any comparisons of brain organoids from artists versus brain organoids from an average person and seeing how they create different kinds of art, including music. Until I see that, I really can't tell you if there's any memory of the actions that they took stored in epigenetics. We simply don't know, so we can't say one way or the other. It bugs me when people try to say, we absolutely know this, or we absolutely cannot do this. This will never happen. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure? Because I can't say I'm sure about anything. I cannot say with scientific certainty that we will not discover unicorns tomorrow. Do I think it's likely based on previous experience? No. Just know it is possible. As we moved into the 2010s, things did get a little bit more refined as we moved into cultured neurons controlling mobile robots, but I really would call the lamprey one the very first. I really do like this picture. It looks like they're thinking, oh my god, they're right behind me. I think one of the things that it's important to mention here is that our capacity to make robotics that match something even remotely like a body has lagged far behind the technology to understand how the brain works and to replicate it in simulations. Although to be fair, I feel like my lumbar spine has also lagged behind in evolution. We were probably genuinely not evolved to sit in office chairs all day, or even live quite as long as we do now. All of this technology led us to where we're at today, where it's even possible to take an adult human brain out of a person and keep it alive for even a couple of days, where it's possible to grow brain organoids from stem cells. It is a very complicated tapestry when it comes to how science progresses. Each person has a little piece of the puzzle, and they don't even know if it's going to be really impactful somewhere else. Somebody had to figure out how to take adult stem cells and turn them into something resembling a fetal stem cell, so they are not the same age as the person they came from. And that has been used to make organoids. It's being used to potentially create organs, or perhaps maybe a little bit more realistically make skin that could help burn patients. And yes, even the technology that could be amazing for medical research, like organoids, is also used to get us here. For one of my favorite studies, it is a preprint, but this is the one where they took an explanted adult brain. So yes, a brain that used to be a person, a little slice of it, and then trained it how to play the piano with a robot arm. They also gave it something like auditory feedback, so it could learn by ear. I hope this provides some context, at least a little bit, for how we got here. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will keep you up to date. Follow for more.